Do you tend to remember more bad moments than good? Studies show that people are more likely to remember a negative experience than a positive one. People harbor these negative emotions and rant to anyone who will listen. Sites like Google and Yelp have made it easier for people to share their negative experiences with a vast audience. A negative review can mean one less person eating at your restaurant, but a positive review can be on the way to boosting profit. My consulting company is Extreme Consulting Co. We are local restaurant and food truck business owners who found success by managing our reviews. We believe that as a business owner, you will live and potentially die by reviews. We saw a need in our community and we wanted to share our success and help other businesses achieve greater success. Our love for community, customers, and food and reputation made us realize that this is our next big venture. Established in 2021, our company took flight and has successfully helped over 200 local restaurants in the Georgia area increase their ratings by upwards of 20% in the first quarter of working with Extreme Consulting Co. We believe in every negative review, there's a positive, an alternative way to turn things around. My name is Melissa Saunders. In Extreme Consulting Co., I am a part of the customer analyst team. I am able to read reviews for what they really mean: money gained or loss. I can compile all the likes and dislikes into easily understandable charts. This knowledge is important because I'm able to tell you how much money your restaurant might be losing out on due to a negative review. If you know how much money you're losing, you are more likely to try to improve your restaurant to give your customers a positive experience. More positive reviews means more profit. The restaurant that I am reviewing is called Poor Calvin's. They are located in Georgia, local to the Atlanta area, and have been in business for 10 years. They serve Asian fusion cuisine mixed with Southern comfort foods. They are popular from its daily fresh seafood, locally resourced vegetables, and homemade pasta. A restaurant that competes with Poor Calvin's is Pacific Rim Bistro. This is a restaurant located also in Atlanta and is an Asian fusion spot. Both restaurants have fresh sushi rolls and an open bar. Another restaurant that competes with Poor Calvin's is Silver Lake Ramen. This spot is famous for its ramen bowls, but unlike Poor Calvin, it is a restaurant ramen chain from Los Angeles. Let's talk about the strengths of Poor Calvin's. In comparison to its competitor Silver Lake Ramen, Poor Calvin's gets their stuff fresh. Silver Lake Ramen stuff comes from Los Angeles. So, of course, the most braving review about Poor Calvin's is the delicious food. This review here comments about the deliciousness and how they still think about the taste of the savory lamb chops and the crisp bok choy. I would say their daily fresh seafood, locally sourced vegetables, and homemade pasta is a hit, getting them one of their highest and most talked about reviews. Poor Calvin's second strength is their great drinks. Their variety of drinks at the bar had the customers going wild for more. This review states, the drinks were everything. Our definition of a good cocktail is strong but tasty. Those cocktails were great. The third strength would probably be the serving size of the food, at least when you dine in. This review raves on about how delicious the food was and how they got so much food they had enough rice to take it for lunch the next day. On the topic of food size and portions, let's move on to the weaknesses that Poor Calvin's has. The to-go box apparently doesn't give you as much food as you get when you dine in and eat physically in the restaurant. A reviewer claims that the portion that they received in the to-go box is not worth the price. This is compared to the previous review you saw in the last slide, where a reviewer raves on about how much food they got when they ate inside and had enough left over to eat at home. The second weakness is that the waitstaff is rude, and they seem to come off as cold-hearted and are disrespectful towards customers instead of properly explaining to them the rules of having a large party. It is extremely inappropriate, as you can see in this review, where she claims the waitstaff literally laughed in her face. The third weakness is that the valet team is not kind to customers trying to eat at the restaurant. This one reviewer claims that the valet man started yelling, shouting, and embarrassing her. In fact, even going as so far to embarrass her in front of everybody who was staying around by calling her an idiot. This person, claiming to be the owner, says that valet parking is outsourced to a third party. Well, obtaining good reviews are important for a restaurant's long-term success. It is also very important to appropriately address concerns instead of blaming and belittling the customer. None of Poor Calvin's competitors, such as Specific Rim Bistro or Silver Lake Ramen, had the owner actually respond to a bad review, especially not in a condescending tone. It was hard to find any of these restaurants interacting with the customer at all. For that reason, I will now go into recommendations that will benefit Poor Calvin's. So let's focus on this review. This review is a threat. This is because customer interaction is important, but only when it is beneficial for the restaurant. As I stated earlier, this person claims to be the owner, but clearly they are not. There are numerous spelling errors, which raise a bunch of red flags that makes proof that this person is definitely a troll. But Poor Calvin's needs to have someone constantly checking their review sites, Yelp, Google reviews, and many others to make sure there are no manager/owner impersonators. This response to a review like this can be seen in an equally negative light. Troll or no troll, somebody needs to be out there making sure whoever is responding to these reviews is in fact legit. The second threat to Poor Calvin's is the valet parking service. If they truly are a third-party service, then it needs to be checked that their customer relations standards match up with Poor Calvin's, so that everybody gets treated fairly in the same way, no matter if they're eating inside or they are parking their car to get ready to go eat. The third threat for Poor Calvin's is keeping the food consistent. The most common negative reviews was either about portion size or how the food tasted a little bit off. Either it be the food was too cold or too salty or something not completely matching the menu's description. In order for Poor Calvin's to properly compete with the national chain Silver Lake Ramen, they have to keep it consistent so every customer gets the same experience each time they order that dish of food. Finally, I will explain the opportunities where Poor Calvin can do better. I recommend hiring a new waitstaff or putting current employees on an employee training program where they can learn how to properly treat each and every customer with respect. This is because, according to this review, the manager was very condescending about and combative about not accommodating us. He said he would not add a chair to our table or move us because we should have never agreed to be seated. The manager saying such a thing is money not only lost due to this negative review, but if he would have actually turned this young lady away with the rest of her party, that is money that literally walked out the door of the restaurant. This brings me to my second opportunity. The theme of the restaurant is a Buddhist temple, so it should reflect a calm, peaceful environment. They should hire staff and managers that are going to keep the peace and match the atmosphere with the theme. If they have a wait staff that matches with the theme, it adds more value to the experience. My third opportunity for poor Calvins is for them to implement a half price happy hour, where many of the items on the menu will be half price between, let's say, the hours of 3 to 8 p.m. This will improve customer base, considering how the place is called Poor Calvin's, but the average price of a plate on the menu is $31 and the average bill is $150, including the gratuity. When people feel like they're getting a lot of food that's worth the money, they're more willing to come back and leave a happy review online. Here is a SWOT analyst chart based off the reviews. This chart shows the successful points and the areas where a little bit of work is needed for the restaurant to reach its full positive potential. In conclusion, if poor Calvins manage their reviews, they could be making a lot more money. The Harvard Business School found that a 1-star increase on a business's Yelp rating can lead to a 9% increase in revenue. A restaurant or a business should be checking its reviews daily. Remember, review, respond, redo. The more you stimulate positive interaction, the more people will be willing to take a chance and spend their money. I would like to thank Poor Calvin for listening in on how to improve the restaurant reviews. I would also like to thank many of the other restaurants who have partnered with us. If you would like your restaurant to be a partner, please contact us. We can be reached via phone at 770-341-5692 or email us at extremeconsultingco@gmail.com. If you're still not sure, more information can be found on our website at extremeconsultingco.com. If you contact us in the next 2 weeks, you and your employees are eligible to receive free t-shirts. We are here to help. Thank you.